Last week, I went to Set It Off's Dopamine tour, and I just wanted to give some quick thoughts on it for anyone that might be considering going. Disclaimer, I'm very new to Set It Off. I only discovered them last August when they went on tour with Simple Plan and Sum 41. I saw them at that show, really just loved their energy, so I decided to listen to all of their albums, and I'm really glad they did. They are an awesome band. Now it looks like they're starting a new era. I don't know if maybe their next album is going to be called Dopamine. That's what I've been assuming, anyways. The show itself, well, it had three openers. I guess I should start with them. Rivals, In Her Own Words, and Scene Queen. I won't lie, I spoiled their set lists for myself. I always do that with concerts. I'm totally that person. I always spoil the set list. But I never listened to any of them, so I did just want to be kind of familiar with their songs before I went. They all did a great job. Scene Queen was my personal favorite. She is fabulous. I hope she blows up in popularity even more because she already has a stage presence and a huge personality that's likable and fun and over the top. And she kept up that energy throughout the whole set. She really gives me early Kesha vibes with her music. Even her voice to me sounds uncannily like Kesha. I don't know if that's one of her main influences, but her voice, her lyrics, her attitude, it all gives me modern day Kesha, and I love that. I hope she continues to get bigger. Now, onto the main show. Without spoiling the set list yet, I'll just say it was a great mixture of their old and new stuff. It was perfectly balanced, in my opinion. They had all the crowd pleasers, some deep cuts. They all looked like they were having the time of their lives, and that energy was felt in the crowd. And that's what makes a great concert, is when the crowd feels the energy as well as the artist. I'm gonna go into some of my favorite moments, so if you're going to the show and don't want anything spoiled, unlike me, I'd stop listening now. But they opened with Punching Bag, and that song works so well as an opener. Even though it's new, it already feels right at home in their discography. Everyone knew the words, everyone was on their feet when they were singing it. It was great. Punching Bag was a really good choice to start with. I liked that song when I first heard it, and it's just continued to grow on me. And after seeing it live, it really clicked. So some of my other favorite moments, they did Killer in the Mirror, one of their best songs. I mean, that one just goes off. It's impossible to hear that song and not act foolishly. Cody was crowd surfing during it. I get nervous when people crowd surf. I'm that lame person. It just frightens me, okay? Like, what if they fall? What if somebody drops them? But he was clearly having fun. And during Killer in the Mirror, a really hype song, of course he's gonna jump into the crowd. It's what you do, I guess. They also did Hypnotized, but Cody switched to the drums and Max did the singing, and he did amazing. He killed it. They brought out Katie Wolf from Rivals for Partners in Crime, which I thought was really fun. That song's another great one to shout along with. If I was with anyone, I would have duetted it with them, but none of my friends know Set It Off, so it was just me. Unfortunately, I had to perform both parts in it, but it was all good. They also brought out Scene Queen for their new song, Win Win. I actually loved hearing that song for the first time live. I didn't get to hear it before the show, but hearing it there was so much fun. Cody actually came out during Scene Queen's set. I forgot to mention that. They obviously did Barbie and Ken together, and then Win Win felt like the part two to that. It was really cute, super fun. They match each other's energies really well. I loved Why Do I? That song was the first song I heard by them. It was my gateway. It's still one of my favorites. Absolutely went off live. They did like a slow opening for it and then got into it. I was acting reckless, as I always do when I hear that song. Same with I'd Rather Drown, which they also did, and I thought that was a really cool one to do. Like I said, I love how they had all of their eras represented, even their older ones. I do wish there would have been some Horrible Kids love. I would have loved to hear Breathe In, Breathe Out, or End in Tragedy. I would do unspeakable things to hear Third Wheel perform live too. I love Third Wheel. I also would have loved to hear some of their one-offs, like Together Forever, Hush Hush. There's some of my favorites by them, those two, so I think those would be fun to do in concert. I also could have used a little bit more from Upside Down. I don't know the fan consensus on that album. I've seen some people say it's generally their least beloved among fans, but I love that album. Something New is a top 3 song for me, and I really wanted to hear it. Also, Never Know would have been cool, but now I'm just listing every song I wanted them to sing, but they'd be on stage for 3 hours if I did that. Overall, the set list was great. The crowd pleasers like Forever Stuck in Our Youth, Ancient History, Why Worry, all got everyone hyped. And they did some deeper cuts, which I love when artists do that, when they pull out some of the not so obvious fan favorites. And the band themselves, they are just an awesome live band. So much energy. I do not know how Cody is just jumping around so much at all their shows. I wish I had that stamina. Yeah, but super fun night. The doors opened at 5:30. The openers went on at around 7. Set It Off came on at around 9, I think. The show ended around 11, 10:45-ish. So about an hour and a half, 2 hours long. So totally got my money's worth. It was a really, really fun night. If you're thinking of seeing them, I'd recommend it. They did not disappoint. And I cannot wait for new music and potentially a new album. Very excited for this era, and this was a great way to kick it off, or set it off, I guess. Alright, I'm sorry I had to.